So what I'm going to look at with you now is chromatography. So chromatography is a method for separating dyes. Okay, so you may have done it lower down the school. This is where you take a piece of filter paper, you draw a pencil line across the bottom of the filter paper, and you put your different inks or different samples as a spot at the bottom. Then what you do is you make sure that the filter paper is touching some water at the bottom, and the solvent streaks up the paper. The water is the solvent here. So let's say the solvent streaks up as far as that line. And what that does is it separates the ink out into its separate dyes, okay, and forms a colour pattern on the paper. So here we see that A and B are made from the same dyes, whereas C only contains one of them. Okay, if we look across the line. So, what does a chromatograph do? It separates the dyes and it helps you to identify the substances. The reason why it's a pencil line is because that won't contribute towards the streak pattern. Okay, now each individual dye will have something known as an RF value, and that's really important to help us to identify what dyes are in a substance. Okay, the RF value is the distance that has been moved by the substance, usually in centimetres or metres, divided by the distance that's been moved by the solvent up there. So you'll get a decimal. Different dyes have got different RF values. If we've got an impure compound, that will produce something with multiple spots. If we've got a pure compound, that will produce something with one spot, irrespective of what the solvent is. And that's how chromatography works.